A few weeks ago, I made a video talking about why Smash players move to new fighting games like Street Fighter 6. In this video, I want to kick it up a notch and tell you all about how switching from team to single player games truly changed my life for the better. So yeah, the title of this video is not clickbait, but before I go more in depth into this experience, I want to quickly make sure we're all on the same page here. I'm a pretty big tryhard when it comes to gaming. I play to win and grow within the game and its community. So these more competitive games are the ones I'll be focusing on. When I talk about a team game, I'm talking about games like League of Legends, Rocket League and Overwatch. RIP Overwatch though, I actually used to love that game. With solo games, I mean games like Street Fighter, Smash Bros or Hearthstone. I want to talk about how playing solo games influenced my social life, or how I finally managed to progress in a game past any games, as we call it, elo hell, cause I don't really have to rely on that stupid team anymore, but my only own raw skill. Not now, we were not gonna go to and you go Mario, come on. Or like, I'm trying to. It's hard to recognize that any loss is your own and not get frustrated when you feel like things shouldn't have gone as they went. Anyway, let's get to the video. I'm also looking forward to your opinions and stories in the comments. Like always, I'll be doing my best to reply to each and every one of them because I truly appreciate it. I've never been a very social person, or at least I was never good at finding people who played games like I did. So I was mostly playing alone, or with friends I met online. In 2021, I finally met a group of real friends, who also played games. They mostly played League of Legends, and although I never truly liked it, playing with them was a lot of fun. About a year later, I set a step in another direction. It's not that I cut connections with my friends, but I never really liked League of Legends, and we were all growing older and life was changing for all of us. So I felt like it was time for me to find something new and move on to a different game. This is where I switched to Smash Ultimate. Smash Ultimate is a fully established fighting game and the first single player game I ever played seriously. Around that time, Nintendo released their last balance patch. The scene was strongly established, so it didn't take long for me to find my local community. This is when I truly learned the difference in social aspects between a team and solo games. In team games you will always need your entire gang to be motivated to attend tourneys. If one drops out, you'll be up for a struggle. Tournaments need to be organized for these games, and how will you even find a local team? Even if all of that works out for you every time, as humans, we tend to hang around people we already know and don't really try to get to know others. It's just more comfortable. So, in the end, unless you are pushing yourself forward to meet new people and broaden your network, you will likely never meet any new friends at all. When I entered the local scene, it was different. I was completely alone, but instead of meeting new opponents, I only met new friends. People I met in Discord would approach me and kick my ass in friendlies. They would motivate me to become better and we would root for each other when we were playing. This is an experience I could have never even imagined having in the past 10 years. But in the last year I made so many new amazing friends who I regularly meet at my home for a party, or we can talk when we need it. This is a reality I never believed to be possible before, but here I am, sharing it around the world. These friends are the reason I still play the game. I can't imagine quitting tourneys and not getting to hang around with everyone again. Another big aspect of why team games ruin a lot of players' fun is how they play in a team. You want to improve, you want to have a nice good game, and instead you get some little shits whose only joy in life is to ruin other people's day. I spent years working hard on improving at the games I played. My biggest grind was in Overwatch, back when it was still a somewhat respectable game though. Every day I would spend hours reviewing my VODs, practicing my aim and so much more. Yet I never got close to even getting out of mid ladder. Let alone feel like I was actually improving or understanding how to work together with all these random people. I could observe and learn from all these amazing guides and tutorials, but in the end, when you end up in game, nothing of what you learned really matters, cause you aren't in control of what the people around you might do. In order to climb, you don't need to be good at the game specifically, you need to be good at playing with random people who play the game in their own way, and find how you can lead those people to victory in their own way. And of course, be ready to be flamed all the time for no reason, because for some reason it's your fault that they died 20 times in a row. So yeah, massive respect for the people who got this skill, but sadly I've never had the patience or skill to do this. With Smash and Street Fighter, things are different. I felt way worse skill-wise when I started playing for the first time. Meanwhile, when I played Team Case, I got mid-ladder instantly and stayed there for years. While with fighting games, I always start at rock bottom. I got blasted straight into the lowest possible available number, the lowest rank in the game. That's where you're supposed to start if you're completely new and without a team carrying your incompetent ass. It's pretty hard to cheat the system. From here on out, the only way to climb is to get better at the game. It's not because getting better at cheesing the system or playing well around the team or becoming so good you can consistently carry 5 players at once. It's about learning the fundamentals of the game, the same fundamentals every beginner to pro has to learn eventually to climb. Your progress is your own, and if you are climbing fast it's because you are getting better and not because you are lucky that you happen to have 5 games where an enemy player quit the game or their last brain cell stopped working and they just started running it down mid.
Oh.
One of my favorite things about solo games is simply that it is you who will improve. It's only you who loses and it's only you who deserves that dub. Of course there will always be power dynamics when it comes to characters, but this difference in strength will never be as big as the difference between a team where you're lucky and get a normal people and a team where you're all normal people but one idiot ruining it for everyone in any possible way. This part might be my most personal one out of these 3 points, but still quite a significant one. The 2 previous points made me super motivated to pursue this, as teams don't have to be formed and you get to know more and more people and it gets rather easy to start organizing your own tournament. As of making this video, I already organized 2 successful tourneys and honestly, this painful experience deserves a whole video on its own, but I'm already planning my 3rd edition, so I guess it's not that bad. This actually helped me on a professional level because, believe it or not, I talked about organizing gaming tournaments during my interview for one of the biggest ICT companies founded in Europe. Even though they didn't really know much about gaming and organizing, they were intrigued and they loved learning more about it because it's a great showing of competence, even if it didn't really relate back to programming at all. Of course, I didn't just pass the interview just for that. I actually quite nailed every aspect. I just want to show how, with the help of the community, I managed to organize my own tournament and how that even helped me on a professional career. It might sound far-fetched, but I would not try this with a team game, as the tourney scene, at least in my area, seems way too unreliable for that. This is once again the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching it all the way. I'm enjoying making these videos on my own experiences and sharing my point of view. I hope to keep doing this more often in the future. If you like this content, let me know in the comments, and liking and subscribing is greatly appreciated. Anyway, have a nice day everyone. Bye bye.